Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here coming to you with today's edition of Genealogy in History. It is April 21st, and now let's go and we're going to see what historical events took place on April 21st throughout the years. We're going to go up to 1984, and um, and then the question, and then we're going to see what historical figures were affected by these events as well, and have a turtle back through your family tree and see if there's anything in there that you could be related to in either the event or in the person. So, April 21st, 1536, Thomas Cromwell, who was a British minister at the time, begins to plot against Anne Boleyn, who was Henry VIII's second wife. He plans to plot. He begins to plot her downfall while feigning illness, and it must have worked because on the 19th of May, 1536, less than a month later, she was beheaded. So his plot must have worked. In 1649, Maryland Toleration Act passed in the American colony, allowing freedom of worship for Christians but sentencing to death anyone who rejected the divinity of Jesus. And I was like, wow, I know there's been holy battles all over the place throughout history, but that one was sort of like, wow, that was a shocker. In 1689, William III and Mary Stuart were proclaimed King and Queen of England. In 1789, on this day, John Adams was sworn in as the first United States Vice President, 9 days before George Washington's inauguration. In 1820, the Danish scientist Hans Christian Ørsted is the first to identify electromagnetism when he observed a compass needle. Something as simple as a compass. Well, wasn't it Isaac Newton that discovered gravity when an apple fell on his head? Just simple things. Just simple things. In 1855, the first train crosses Mississippi River's first bridge, going from Rock Island, Illinois to Davenport, Iowa. In 1857, Alexander Douglas patented the bustle. And those of you who don't know what the bustle is, go look at some pictures from the 1800s, and you'll see the straight form of the woman on the front, and on the back she's got this bustle out the back, and that's what he had the patent on. In 1862, Congress established the U.S. Mint in Denver, Colorado. In 1878, the First Lady Lucy Hayes begins egg rolling contests on the White House lawn. And if you think about it, that's how many years it's been going. And every Easter, they have their egg rolling out there on the White House lawn. And that was established in 1878. Also, that same day, New York installed the first firehouse pole. Have you ever been into a firehouse and stood down the pole? It's kind of cool. That comes from having a dad who was a fireman. In 1905, the elective assembly of Crete proclaimed union with Greece. 1918, during World War I, Canadian pilot Arthur Roy Brown was credited with shooting down and killing German fighter ace pilot Baron Manfred von Richtenfen, otherwise known as the Red Baron. And we talked about him getting his 79th and 80th kill yesterday. So on the 20th, he got his 79th and 80th kill, and then the next day he was killed himself. He was shot down over France. Fast forward to 1852, and BOAC begins the first passenger service with jets from London to Rome. So like, wow, flying's come a long way since 1952. And also on this day in 1952, it was the first celebrated Secretary's Day, which is now known as Administrative Professionals Day. So if you're an administrative professional, I hope you're enjoying your day and that your bosses are taking great care of you. In 1956, Elvis Presley's first hit record, Heartbreak Hotel, became number one. And then if you fast forward to 1963, the Beatles and the Rolling Stones met for the first time. And so I was like thinking, man, that would have been an interesting meeting. That would have been I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall on that one. Was anybody in your ancestral line at that meeting?
It's 12 hours.
Was anybody involved in that meeting? In 1972, orbiting astronomical observatory number 4, otherwise known as, can't even read my own writing, Copernicus, was launched. What the hell did I? Okay, I had to try to remember what it was. And our final one for today, in 1984, after 37 weeks in the number one slot, Michael Jackson's Thriller album was knocked out of the number one spot by the movie soundtrack for Footloose. How crazy is that? After 37 weeks, gets knocked out by Footloose. Mind you, it was a good movie. I enjoyed that movie. The album was a great album as well. So, anyway, that's what's happened today over the time. Go back, have a look, and see who if anybody in your tree was at any of those events that took place. If you're related to anybody that was mentioned in our little quick journey through history today. You never know. You never know what connections you will find in your family tree when you go digging just a little bit. Anyway, that's it from us for today, and we will catch you guys tomorrow with another edition for April 22nd of Genealogy and History. Hakonara!